So I know it's been a hot minute, and I didn't realize how long it took. Someone mentioned it to me that I haven't done like a pickup video. Man, it could have been a year. I'm not sure, but right here, and I got a stack on the side of me here. So this is everything I got, probably from maybe November up until last Friday. So I'm gonna start with these games because I haven't got too many games lately. But what I got to me are some hitters. So in December, I went to the Triangle Town Market that was in Raleigh at the Triangle Town Center, and I had a list of what I wanted to get, and I didn't see them, unfortunately. Not that go around anyway. So one of the games that I did wind up getting was Wild Gunman. Trying to get as many light gun games that I can, because I really do love light gun games. I always have. And another cool pickup that I got, and I couldn't believe I ran across it. It blew my mind. This here. Oh my God. I I never ever seen this in with my own eyes ever that I remember. This thing probably ain't focusing. And it was on my last go around. I was about to leave. And there was this guy like kinda at the corner, and he had a bunch of Genesis games stacked on the side. And I was going through them, and some of them I had, some of them I really didn't care about. Then I saw this one, and I grabbed it so quick. And I went to him. I said, "How much, man?" And he's, gave me a price, and I asked him, "Would he be willing to take off maybe 10?" And he was, and I was so appreciative of it. And matter of fact, now I think about it, I did do. I got a video up right after I got it, and I couldn't believe this. And then I went back to that same market, and they had another one that was in March. And believe it or not, I found this hit. I don't know how good it's going to come in. I'm shooting it funky, but either way, when I went in March, and again on my my last go round, I saw this one, and I've been looking for this for a while. I've been had it say like in the eBay cart just to see the price on that, and I've been looking when I go out, to get games and stuff. So my man, he had it sitting up, and at first I thought it was one of those, um, like I didn't think the cartridge was real because it was sitting on one of those boards, like a display board that I thought was just like some art or something. And for the price I got for this, I honestly think that I honestly think that he thought this one was the first Batman game on NES, because the price on this was nowhere near what he asked, nowhere near at all what he asked for. And still took another $5 off because he didn't want to take nothing back with him. But I really think that he thought this was the first one. And I tell you what, I'm glad to have it. So there's one Batman Returns game that I need that I want. That's the one for Super Nintendo. And I'm looking off over here, and I forgot there was something I got in December that I forgot to get out. So I'm about to get that out. Now tell me this is not dope right here. And it's funny. Oh, so my cousin, he actually bought this, and then we were walking around, and he saw one of the it wasn't the Retron, but it was another one that played Super Genesis and regular Nintendo. I'm not sure if it played Master System or not. He was like, "Damn, man, that's the one I should have got." So we were gonna go back and get it, and I said, "Man, I'll buy this off of you so it won't, take some pressure off your wallet. And then I've been wanting the legit Super Nintendo. And being that this is see through, it's so cool, man. And, I bought it off of him. And once I got home, I had some games and I just played like old school. And I just love it. And the last game that I've gotten was actually a reacquisition. Because I had this, I had this about 2 3 years ago, or more than that really. But I sold it off. My original Xbox One died, and for whatever reason, I think someone wanted it. I just sold it to them, you know. But I've been wanting it back, and I heard they was taking it off the storefront, off the digital storefront. So I know usually, when they do that, then the hard copies go up. So I said, man, I went out that day and I found it at the thrift store, and and I love this game, man. It's like almost like playing a police movie, man. It's like way different than other battlefields, but and I'm not overly familiar with the battlefields and stuff, but I definitely am all on this one. And my only two vinyls that I got in a long time, this I got this off of Amazon. I got both of these off of Amazon actually. And Cuban Links, probably definitely one of my favorite Wu Tang albums. It's still a classic, and it sounds so glorious on vinyl. And Dog Pound one here, I didn't know it was about to come out. I happened to look for it and say pre-order, so I guess it got re-released. And and I say it all the time. Back then on Death Row days, everyone was on Dre, everybody was on Snoop and all that stuff, and me was Dog Pound. My favorite thing about that whole label was Dog Pound. Like Corrupt is a lyrical monster, man, and Daz is dope. And there was something fell back there, but it don't matter. And Daz, the beats that Daz produced is incredible. Like, Dre took the credit, but Daz did a lot of those beats, man. And I know a lot of people are looking and saying, how dare you buy a CD? CD is so obsolete and blah, 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 blah. I could care less. This is one of my favorite albums too, and back in the day, it was really hard to find. And the main reason I tried to find a vinyl, but I couldn't find a vinyl at all, not even nowhere. So if I did, it'd probably be crazy expensive. But the one reason why I wanted to get the CD is because a lot of things, one of the things I argue about with, streaming, and I ain't got no problem with streaming, but there's pros and cons to everything. And one of the cons is a lot of times they don't have the album in full. Well, yes, they do have, this one. This is a triple disc one, and keep that in mind. So all the songs on, the double album part of this is on streaming, but on streaming it doesn't have none of the music from the bonus disc at all. And to me, that kind of, completes the album because that's how it was introduced to me. So I went and got the CD and, I ripped it and put it on my phone. See, kids, not hard. I'm just kidding. I don't want nobody to get offended by that one, but I love this album, man. It's 8Ball and MJG was one of my favorite groups, and I'm glad to have this one. Yeah, some of the few 4Ks that I was able to get, the best Transformers movies since the original Transformers movie, 1986, not Michael Bay joints. And I wish more people would have went to see this because I went like opening day, like and I know early in the morning, really. No, a few of the 4Ks that I was able to get. I haven't gotten much lately. This is the best Transformers movie since the original Transformers movie, 1986, not Michael Bay. I wish more people would have went to see this, man. You know, I went opening day like early that morning, early. And I was the only one, like, period, in the movie theater watching this. I was happy to have the theater by myself, but wish more people would have saw. We could have got a sequel or something. And this movie here is, I can't, oh my God, I can't remember who suggested this to me to watch. It is bananas. That's all I can say is it's bananas. And I swear that for a minute I thought the guy that was narrating it was the same voice actor for Duke Nukem. But I looked up and found out that it wasn't, but it sounds just like Duke Nukem, man. I swear to God. It's crazy. And then this one here, oh my God. Got it for such a sweet deal. You know, kick ass and chew bubble gum. This is probably like my favorite, one of my favorite sci-fi movies called Little John Carpenter. And probably my favorite movie ever that starred a wrestler. Marty Piper was my dude, man. And then this bad boy here is one of the ones that I've been waiting to buy. And I called it cheap. And when I tell you I marathoned this sucker, I think I went through the first 3 seasons. And man, it might have been a little over a week, maybe. It's one of my favorite shows. I've always been a big fan of Mr. T and B.A. Baracus. B.A. Howlin' Mad Murdoch, Faceman, and John Hannibal Smith. Now, for me, this is my most lucky and my most lucky acquisition in a long time. I same deal with some of the other stuff I've been watching for the complete series of Star Trek DS9 to go, a bit down in price. And I had the original complete series when it was, back then when it was sold as a single series, like season rather, I'm sorry. And I had all the seasons, but I come to find out, watching them, some of the episodes and the discs were defective, so quite a number of episodes didn't play. So, it probably well over 10 years now, I sold them, with the hopes that maybe one day they'll pull out a Blu-ray, and they never did. And they re-released, the re-released the series, complete series, like in one set. And I was reading reviews on them and found out, they fixed those defective discs and stuff. So I'm like, oh, cool. So I was waiting, and I was going to pull the trigger maybe 2 months ago. Something told me not to. So last Friday, I had to return something. It was like down the street from my house, and I was out, and I said, well, let me go over there to trade it, see what they got. And I went in there to look for a particular game that I was looking for. They didn't have it, so I said, well, I'll look at the movies. And the first thing I saw when I went back there was these. And I made sure it was all 7 seasons. And when I saw the price, kind of like I did with the Batman, I flew to the counter. And I've been pretty much watching these on and off since then. I'm on season 5 right now. And this is one of my favorite Star Treks. That storyline, the Dominion War is, man. And I picked up some pops. which I said that I was never gonna go down the rabbit hole of doing. And these ones I got was, it's sad to me because the store, one of the stores here, one of the few stores that had things I was interested in, like pops and figures and comics and stuff, they shut down, unfortunately. And they were selling a bunch of their pops off cheap, so I just said, well, never had to go in there, one last time, so it's kind of, but enough of that stuff. I got this one I got from Rad Pops. I missed them already. I had to grab that Joker quick, That's my favorite Batman movie, and I got It. Grab Shipwreck. And this here, which I had a toy of a long time ago, and I could not figure what were their names or any of that stuff, and I happened to see someone posted online. The cartoon I guess they had. I don't remember the cartoon. I already had it Hot Rod and Optimus, but up here I got some from that day. Clubber Lang I already had, with the Apollo Creed and George Clinton, and I don't know if you can see it back there. The Black Panther I got that day, and I got some other ones that day. Before I forget, I got this Metalhead. I'm sorry I can't remember the name of the store, but it's right by the base gate in Goldsboro. And I asked him, like, do you have a Metalhead? Because I wanted that Metalhead figure I had as a kid. It's hard to find. He said, no, and he helped me look around, and he found this one. I said, well, I'll take this one then. This is awesome. I don't remember the line, because I got the box in the closet, because I wanted to display this. I always thought that dude was ballistic. Oh yeah, and I got that Purse Trooper from that day too. So I got way more pops than I ever imagined I would have, but hey, I'm about to find me somewhere where I can keep them soon enough. And I bought a lot of comics from Rad Pops that day. It was insane, probably like 25 cents each or cheaper. Now I got a bunch of, well, I didn't get this from Rads, but I got this from a place in Selma. The name escapes me right now. That's a cool spot. The same place where I got that They Live. I got a whole bunch of Punisher 2099 comics. And, when it was coming out initially way back in the day, I had I think about maybe 12 issues or so at the time. So I was happy to get them, and got another. I got a RoboCop comic, and if I can find it. Hold up. Yeah, because I never seen these before, so I think these are the comic adaptations for RoboCop 2. So that issue 1 goes in a 2-pack. I just put them on my own backs and stuff. And the third one. So I don't know how. I think it's only 3. So at some point I want to find, just to complete it, that second issue. And when I'm thinking about it too, I need to finish up collecting the rest of my Cop comics. Missing a few. There's not many left. I know, man, it was rough on me. It wasn't the most professional, but I had fun doing it, and whoever's watching, I appreciate it, and have a great day.